targeted therapy as part of our management now. We used to screen 5 different targets according to the ESMO guidelines: EGFR mutation, ALK, ROS1, NTRK, and BRAF mutation. But we have seen that there are much more to come, the RET inhibitors, and of course the KRAS G12C. The Sotorasib data has been updated this year at ASCO. A lot has been said on that. Some might be disappointed by the response rate and the PFS, but it's very, very high in these patients that was not supposed to be targeted, in fact. Response rate 37.1%, PFS 6.8 months. We can expect the current study in second-line post-chemo IO versus docetaxel to be positive according to these numbers, because the tolerance of the drug is good. Very interesting, a very small population, 13 patients were only treated by immunotherapy. And in this specific population, the response rate to, let's say, first-line Sotorasib, at least post-immunotherapy, was 69.2%, which is, I think, very interesting. And let's wait to see the data of the drug first line before any conclusion of the activity of the drug versus chemo IO in first line. Still, a lot of research in the EGFR exon 20 field. We have seen a few drugs that has been presented, like the DZD 9008, is the specific EGFR inhibitor. Nice response rate of 40% and only 5% diarrhea. I just want to highlight that the toxicity data that were presented were for any dose level, so it mixed very low dose of the drug and very high dose of the drug. This is why the toxicity profile seems to be okay. We know that with these specific inhibitors, what is very complicated is to manage the toxicity. So I really look forward seeing more data at the R2PD dose, the one that will be developed in the phase 2. In the EGFR field, a drug that is very interesting, that has been presented a couple of times and updated at the ASCO meeting, is the HER3 ADC, Patritumab deruxtecan. It's an antibody directed against HER3 and linked to the drug. Very interesting because HER3 is overexpressed when the patient failed EGFR TKI. The response rate is very nice, 39%, and the PFS 8.2 months. I think it's really a drug that can make it, because 91% of these patients receive a TKI, an EGFR TKI, and a platinum-based chemotherapy. So I think the activity is very impressive. We have seen a bit of tox with the drug, in particular interstitial lung disease, ILD. It's something that we are used to now with these new classes of ADC. And let's see if they are more frequent when the patients were pre-exposed to platinum-based immunotherapy.